My name is Ryan Diamisi. I work at Christian Wealth Management as a wealth advisor. My goal, my mission, is to help people use their money as a tool to build their faith. In this video, we're going to talk about the Dave Ramsey 7 baby steps. I have a friend, he calls me Baby Dave. I don't know if you could see the resemblance, but I can't. So we're going to talk through the Dave Ramsey 7 baby steps, and then we're also going to talk through my 6 baby steps. Let's walk through the Dave Ramsey 7 baby steps. And before we do that, I got to come up with who they're for, because Miles asked me to. The baby steps is built for people that are trying to make progress in their financial life. If that's you, if you're trying to make progress in your financial life, these steps may be a good solution for you. So the first step, step number 1, is to save $1,000 in a starter emergency fund. Most families in America don't have $1,000 in savings to cover an emergency. So the first thing you can do that could put yourself in a good situation is just save $1,000. The second step is to pay off all of your debt except your mortgage. And Dave Ramsey recommends the debt snowball method, which is paying the smallest debt off first to the largest debt. And that gives you the most momentum, where it may not make sense the most from a financial, mathematical standpoint. It makes the most sense from a motivation standpoint. As human beings, we are extremely emotional, and God made us that way. And in order to continue to do something, we do need to see progress. So accomplishing paying off the smallest debt first helps us to see progress and gives us the motivation to keep going to pay off the larger ones. Many people seem to have their own process that they make up to pay off their debt, and oftentimes they just need to submit to a different plan. And it's been proven that the debt snowball method is the most effective way to get rid of your debt. So step number 3 is go back to the $1,000 emergency fund and build it up to 3 to 6 months of expenses. Baby step 3B is for people that don't already have a home. Now it's time for you to start saving for a home. And it's unpopular advice, but it's the best advice I could give you, is get a 15-year mortgage. Baby step 4 is to invest 15% of your income towards retirement. And Ramsey has the whole match beats Roth beats traditional, and that's where you apply it. If you can get a match in your employer, you put that there first. Then any Roth contributions to a 401k or to an IRA, you do that. Then anything else you need to get to 15%, you go to traditional retirement savings. The IRS is very nice and gives people tax breaks for saving for retirement, and you want to make sure you take advantage of the tax breaks they offer. So the 5th baby step is to help your kids save for college expenses. And I work with some clients that they don't want to save for their kids' college because they want their kids to, if they want to go to college, they want them to work for it themselves. But I have clients that they want to pay for everything, including their room and board. So you're going to fall somewhere in that range, but this is the time after all of your debts paid off, your emergency funds funded, you got money towards retirement, then you start helping your kids save for college. The 6th baby step, 5, 6. The 6th baby step is you go to your, hopefully you listened to me and bought the 15-year mortgage. If you did, you'd be very thankful. And then you start paying off the mortgage early. The last baby step 7, is build wealth and give. And that's where, man, there's just the most opportunity for creativity around giving, around saving for goals, starting businesses, whatever that looks like. Now, when you get to baby step 7, now you have lots of margin that you can make a lifestyle change, a career change with minimal impact on your lifestyle. Those are the 7 Dave Ramsey baby steps. I personally am following them. But I also just thought it would be fun to not just always reiterate somebody else's system, but to have kind of like, what's my own system that I would like to communicate to somebody? I thought I would call it the 6 steps to become extremely wealthy and love every minute of it. I use the extremely wealthy kind of tongue-in-cheek because I want to define wealth as authentic connection to God, an authentic connection to others. And I'm drawing inspiration from a verse, Romans 13:8, that says, "Let no debt remain outstanding, except our continuing debt to love one another. For he who loves others has fulfilled the law." And I think it's a lie to make decisions, financial decisions, and say that that does not impact our ability to love God or our ability to love others. Of course it does. If I have an incredible amount of debt, that's going to stress me out in how I manage every day. And I'm going to rush through the day thinking I just need to prioritize tasks. And I'm speaking from experience because I have been in that situation. So here's my 6 steps to be extremely wealthy. Again, authentic connection to God and authentic connection to others, and love every minute of it. So step number 1 is get a job that you love. So most of us work 6 hours to 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's too much time to just be exchanging for money. We can find jobs that we can find satisfaction out of and provides for our family. Those aren't mutually exclusive. There's options out there that we can do both of those things, and that's important to becoming extremely wealthy and loving every minute of it. The second step is to find joy in generosity. Luke 20:35 says, "Remember that he himself has said," referring to Jesus, "remember that Jesus himself has said that it is better to give than to receive." So honoring Jesus' simple instructions of prioritizing giving over receiving, how we handle our finances, how we handle our time, that's a way that we can find a lot of substance out of our life as we go through our financial journey. The third step is to understand what you need and what you enjoy and to stick with the basics. So let me give you some examples. So that's my cue for a budget, which people love that word. Budget, cash flow plan, it doesn't matter. Just some type of system that you're using to reflect on what are my ideals? What am I actually spending? And if you're human, they're not going to match. Mine don't match every month. But the point is I do it, and if you do it for a long period of time, you're going to get better at it. So having some type of system that you throw out, what do you need? What do you like? And then how to refine that in a way that you're just valuing those things. I find for myself, I waste a lot of money on stuff I don't care about. So the budget helps me reflect and say, what are the things that I didn't like that I spent money on this month? What are the things that I did like? And for me to make changes and pivots along the way. And that has impacted every part of my life. To my clothes, I have a very simple wardrobe. To the car that I drive a Prius because I've learned, for me, I value just getting to a place to go see someone. I don't really care what car I take there. I just want to be able to get there. Same thing with clothes. I want to be warm. I don't care what the clothes are. So having a system that you check in regularly that helps you determine what are the things that you like, what are the things that you need, and being able to major on the things that matter and get rid of the things that don't matter. Step number 4 to becoming extremely wealthy and loving every minute of it. The more I say this title, the more I like it, is to save for short-term goals. My working definition for a short-term goal is big expenses between now and 10 years from now. Oftentimes they look like a new car, home improvements, travel expenses, and a growing family. In most cases, all 4 of those are going to be things that each family would benefit from saving for. Step number 5 is to set long-term goals and to save for them. Ron Blue, who is a Christian financial advisor and started Kingdom Advisors, he says there's only 6 long-term goals that people can save for. Financial independence, charitable giving, lifestyle desires, freedom from debt, education, and starting new businesses. So those are the 6 ideas of what you can save for long-term that would make sense to start now. And when I'm helping people set long-term goals, I often find it is around charitable giving, financial independence, starting a business, freedom from debt, even lifestyle changes. So I do find that Ron Blue's 6 categories of long-term goals are true for most families. Okay, so step 6. Before we go into step 6, I want to recap. So step number 1, we found a job that we love. Step number 2, we're growing in awareness. We're wrestling with the truth Jesus tells us, which it's better to give than to receive. So we're finding joy in generosity. Step number 3 is we're reflecting, doing a budget or a cash flow plan, and we're reflecting on it monthly to figure out what do we need, what do we like, and how to just major on those things. Step number 4 is to set short-term goals. Step number 5 is to set long-term goals. And step number 6 is to remember the definition of wealth, which is authentic connection to God and authentic connection to others. If you follow those steps, like the Dave Ramsey 7 baby steps, see, he's smiling. He likes my steps. You can tell. He thinks they're good. So, like Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps will lead you to a lifestyle of financial peace. I think following the steps that I outlined would also lead you to a life of financial peace. Okay, so the 7 baby steps that Dave Ramsey has outlined, the steps I have outlined, these aren't get-rich-quick schemes. Again, we've referenced Proverbs that says, wealth built hastily will dwindle, but he who gathers little by little will increase it. So my goal is not to get somebody to get wealth fast or hastily, because I know, according to Scripture, like that's not going to stick around. My conviction is having a process or a series of steps that we can follow that helps us highlight the journey is important. These steps are designed for you to enjoy the journey and slow down. Like I said, wealth means authentic connection to God and others. So remember what matters in life, enjoy the journey, and that's it for me. Praise God.